What is up, everybody? Schuyler Deem here, lifestyle fat loss coach, here to help you lose fat, to escape the diet yo-yo, and to do it without the counting calories, without the strict diets, do it in a way that's actually sustainable. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe because we're putting out videos all the time to help you get in the best shape of your life. In today's video, we are interviewing Lisa. Now, Lisa came into our program quite a while ago, and she had a long history of dieting and struggling with her relationship with the scale. Before she actually started the program, her first weigh-in was an extremely emotional experience for her, and through working together, not only was Lisa able to shed down on some fat, build some muscle, but she also completely changed her relationship with the scale and was actually starting to feel good about even putting on weight. In this interview, we break down what Lisa did to get the results that she did, so make sure you take some notes. And if you are looking for help losing fat, you are looking to be one of our next clients to get incredible results like these, make sure you check down below this video. We've got a free application there to see if it's a good fit. With that being said, let's get into the interview. Today we have the lovely Lisa with us. Lisa, it's been a while since we were working together. It's been like a year, but I've just been so hyped with the results you've continued to see and your progress past our time working together, and I would love to share that with my people. So if you don't mind just giving a little context of who you are and just some background of a little bit of where you were at before you hopped into our program, that'd be awesome.
We started working together in February of last year. So it's been about a year that we kind of engaged in doing coaching, and then we coached together for 6-7 months. I'll just rewind the story just a little bit to probably about 7 years. Okay. After having 3 kids, and it was around 7 years ago that I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready to lose weight. Like, I'm really done. I don't want to ever, keep having to do this over and over and over again. And so I found my own path of going to the YMCA and lifting weights and a little bit at a time. And then I joined a CrossFit, and I was really into CrossFit. I still am to a degree for many, many years. So I learned the basics of lifting and understanding how powerful lifting weights was, but nothing about nutrition. CrossFitters are notorious for having nutrition all over the place. And so you can be working super, super, super hard lifting weights and yet not see results if you don't dial in your nutrition. And that probably was the case in that scenario. So I felt really strong, but I didn't look the way I wanted to look. And in December of last year, I turned 50. And so I used 50 as a big kind of, milestone or finish line to set some pretty big goals. And I had been following you, Schuyler, for probably about a year and a half. And just a really funny story, you used to talk all about helping men lose weight. And I was like, well, one day, if you ever let women in the program, I'm like, I actually will probably be interested. And then of course you did. And that perked up my ears. So we started working together. And I think what you want to know is, what's the tipping point? Like, what causes somebody to watch you long enough and hear your stuff and nod along, and then one day goes, I'm in, right? Like, what is that? What is that thing? And what I think I really appreciated about your style and your program is, one, not counting calories, not weighing food, not even being on strict macros, because that only spoons feed you to follow instructions instead of like really listening to your intuition and shifting your mindset around things. And so I loved your approach on that. And then of course I loved the fact that fasting was part of the protocol or part of the program. And I had already been doing a little bit of fasting, enough to go, okay, I can do this. So I had the confidence to put my hand up and say, all right, let's make this go faster.
Yeah. And you were coming from like kind of the ups and downs and more of like very attached to the number on the scale and very like intense about wanting that to go down. Can you share a little bit how that transformed? Because I feel like it transformed the most after we were done working together, but I also know you made some massive strides during our time together. So can you just talk a little bit about
Sure.
that?
I think I won't speak for all women or anybody in general, but sometimes we have a number that is, our goal or our ideal goal weight. And for many, many years, that was the only number that really mattered to me. I wanted to be under 150 pounds, let's say. Like, if that happened, then I would be successful. And as you know, when you're in a program, on scales like are notorious for being up and down and all over the place with no rhyme or reason. And I think that's the hardest part, is putting all the work in and then not seeing the results, when actually there are results. You're just measuring the wrong thing. So I was always measuring the wrong thing. And for a while, I stopped weighing myself because it was causing so much mental and an emotional concern for me that every day I would wake up and my day would be determined by the scale. And of course, that's not very healthy. And I didn't have a lot of other markers to go by in terms of like strength or, lifting weights. Even while working with you, I had some just, I don't want to say, toxic moments of just getting really upset about silly things. And I think I just had to go through that before I could settle in and go, all right, there is no quick fix here. I am not going to lose all of the weight in 3 months. As much as I'd love to be a superstar or a unicorn, it just wasn't going to happen because I didn't have that much to lose. Let's just put it in context. I probably had, I still have a bit to lose, but like maybe 10 pounds. We're not talking 50, 60, 70 pounds. I was really, I think came to you looking for like 5. I wanted to lose 5 pounds, but imagine going 3, 4, 5, 6 months where, you lose 2, then you go up 1, and then you lose 2 and you go up 3. And I'm like, this 5 pounds took us months and months and months to figure out. And I attribute some of that to up here, just not being able to release the weight, believing that it has to be hard. If it's going to work, it has to be hard. You have to sacrifice, you have to deny yourself, you have to be sore all the time. Like that's the only way it's going to work. And it wasn't until maybe November and December of this year, right before I turned 50, that I just switched things up a little bit, let go of the grip on it. And I saw the pounds just melt off, 4 or 5 pounds in a matter of 6 weeks. And some of that had to do, a lot of it had to do with my nutrition. A lot of it had to do with just staying focused in the gym. And the coolest part, the part about the story that I love most is after I turned 50, January and February, I would have thought, well, the big end game is over. So I'm going to, put the weight back on. And in truth, I did not. I have not put the weight back on. And I am so much more relaxed and intuitive. I still eat healthy. I still fast. I still lift weights. But I told you the other day, I feel like a spell has been broken and I can trust myself. That's the biggest thing. I can trust myself to know what to eat, when not to eat, and, to know when to get in the gym and when not to get in the gym. So I've taken the checklist off. Like there's no more checklist and I have to trust myself. And I think that's a huge transformation.
Yeah, that's massive. To get out of the mindset of this has to be so hard and I have to bust my ass every single day to make this work is such a healthy jump. And it's like one of the best things you can make. And then you did a photo shoot, which was awesome. How did that feel?
So yeah, so the goal, to fill in the gaps, I stopped speaking of my goal in terms of a number on a scale, and I put it into something I could picture. So in February of last year, I said by December, I want to be wearing a bikini. I've never owned a bikini. I never bought a bikini. I never wore a bikini in my whole life. Here I am, 49 years old, for lots of different reasons. And I wanted to look good in it. And I will say, everybody is a bikini body. Anybody can wear a bikini at any size. All right. I understand that. It's all I kept hearing from people. And I said, yeah, but I want to look really good in it. And so leading right up to the day before my 50th birthday, I even bought the bathing suits in August and they were nowhere near. And I just said, okay, just hold on to them. And come December, it was the end of December of last year we did a bathing suit shoot and I was super confident. I felt like $1 million in it. I was down at the beach with my kids in my bathing suit. There's somewhere online. I even let the pictures go up there. And I feel really proud of that.
Yeah, well deserved.
Yeah.
I just think it's the perfect example. Like you showed up, you stayed consistent, and you kept playing around with what works with your body. And it's like you weren't in the diet mentality of I need to lose this now and then I'm done and then I'm over. But it's like, okay, you need to learn how to integrate this into your current lifestyle so that you can stay consistent forever.
Yeah.
And I know that working out is an important part of your lifestyle now. Walking is, the nutrition, the fasting, all of it. So
I would say my core recipe right now that has not deviated. What is now ingrained as part of what I do is I walk 4, 5, or 6 times a week. I've put the weighted vest back on. I'm with a 20-pound weighted vest. I walk about an hour in the morning with that. And then I lift at least 4 times a week, upper body and lower body, and progressive overload, which means I push to the last one. My arms are shaking. That's how I call progressive overload. It doesn't matter what the number is I'm lifting. It's just that I'm pushing on every rep, knowing that the last few reps are what makes the difference. You really helped me with the food quality. I really enjoyed your course. I think I've said this to you before, your course is undervalued. The training in the course that I started with, really opened my eyes to food quality and that you can be eating the right calorie number or the right types of foods, but if you have the wrong food quality, it's messing up with your gut and holding on to stuff that you shouldn't be holding on to, and that could be excess weight. So we really cleaned up our the quality of the ingredients we have, understanding that fat is our friend. Especially at specific times of day, it's even better. So I think your focus on nutrition is phenomenal. And so if you are already doing all of these things, you really want to get that one in line too, just so that you can like accelerate this whole thing.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah.
If someone out there was struggling with the weight loss side, but also getting in their head with the number on the scale, how they
Yeah.
look, what's one piece of advice that you would have for them?
Honestly, I kind of get people ask me that all the time. The first thing I say is start walking. Like if you can start walking, then you start getting momentum. And I know with walking, it is good for your mind. It's good for your soul. It's good to have sunlight on your body. It's good, of course, like for your weight. And then that starts a momentum effect of like, wow, I really enjoy walking, or I'm starting to see some, especially for women over the age of 40. If you're not walking, you are missing the zone 2 cardio is like the very, very best, I think. Better than weightlifting? Maybe. I know. Maybe side by side. But I would say walking. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree with that. If I had to choose one, it would break my heart because I love weightlifting so much, but
Yeah.
walking would be my first choice for
Yeah,
sure.
walking is the first choice. So being active. And then once you do that, then you have the confidence to say, oh, now I can this, now I can that. And then the other piece of advice is just understanding, okay, I will tell you this unlocked for me too. This was a huge unlock. What you eat, 80% of what you eat is what determines how your body is going to behave and look and carry weight and not carry weight. What you eat, your nutrition, period, whether you do any exercise at all. Although we believe exercise is great, but it's nutrition. Weightlifting, I had to learn that lifting weights does not help me lose weight. Like going into the gym is not meant to burn calories so that I can lose weight. It's separate. I do my walking to be active to burn calories. I go to the gym to build muscles so that I can burn calories while I'm sleeping, so that my body has something to cling to when the fat leaves. That as I get older, I'm holding on to muscle mass. Like I just separated them. And then I didn't go, oh, I went to the gym, so now I can eat this. I just don't do that anymore. And that was a huge unlock too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Keep
Yeah.
crushing it. You're doing great. And I think that's the biggest thing is like you found what works, stick with it, just
Yeah.
stay with it long term. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to you and the encouragement. I love that you had never once pressured, pushed, challenged, shamed, guilt, anything. It was just really like a true coaching. Like, well, what do you think is best for you? Or what do you think you need to do right now? And I really appreciated that. And at a moment in people's lives when they're super vulnerable about who they are and their identity, how a coach connects with them is so important for changing the way they think about their own body and their own nutrition path. And I know people have had, good coaches and bad coaches. And I just want to say I really loved your approach.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's go to continued success.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lisa. Let's go. There we go.
Hey, thank you so much for watching that interview. I hope that you had some very positive insights and that you are ready to continue your fat loss journey. If you are struggling to lose fat or you are looking for guidance or accountability, I'm going to invite you to check out below this video in the description. We've got a free application page where we are offering fat loss roadmaps. You can click on that page, you can watch the video to learn a little bit more about what we do, and then if it feels like a good fit, you can grab a time to chat. So head down below this video, check that out. Besides that, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and of course, as always, make sure to eat smart, move more, sleep deep, and be grateful for this moment. I'll see you in the next video.